Have you ever been walking down the street, looked up, and noticed a bird calmly perched on a power line? Sometimes there are dozens of them, lined up neatly like musical notes on a wire. And almost instinctively, a question pops into your mind. Why doesn't anything bad happen to them? After all, those very same power lines carry thousands of volts of electricity. Enough to power entire neighborhoods. And more than enough to seriously injure or kill a human being. Yet the bird sits there peacefully, preening its feathers, chirping away. As if danger doesn't even exist. It feels almost magical. Like the bird knows some secret rule of physics that we don't. And in a way, it does. The reason birds can safely sit on power lines has nothing to do with special insulation, superpowers, or luck. It all comes down to how electricity actually works. And why the path electricity takes matters far more than how powerful it is. Let's explore this fascinating everyday mystery together. To understand what's really happening, we first need to clear up a common misconception. Electricity doesn't automatically shock anything that touches it. Electric current only flows when there is a complete circuit. A path that allows electricity to move from a point of higher electrical potential to a point of lower potential. Power lines are carefully designed to carry electricity along a specific route. From power stations to homes and buildings. When a bird lands on a single power line, it doesn't give the electricity any reason to leave that wire. Electrically speaking, the bird becomes part of the same electrical potential as the line itself. And because electricity always prefers the easiest path available, and the metal wire is a far better conductor than the bird's body, the current continues flowing along the wire, instead of passing through the bird. Another crucial reason birds remain unharmed is that they usually aren't touching anything else. When a bird perches on one wire, both of its feet are at the same voltage, without a difference in electrical potential between 2 points of contact. There is no current flowing through the bird's body. This point is essential. Electricity only moves when it can travel between 2 points with different voltages. As long as the bird doesn't simultaneously touch another wire, or a grounded object, such as a utility pole, transformer, or nearby tree, it remains completely safe. In this situation, the bird is essentially electrically floating, even though it's physically sitting on something dangerous. This is also why humans cannot do the same thing safely. If a person touches a power line while standing on the ground, they instantly become part of a complete circuit. The electricity now has a clear path from the power line, through the person's body, and down into the ground. The human body contains water and dissolved salts, which makes it a very good conductor of electricity. That's why touching a live wire while grounded can result in a powerful and often fatal electric shock. Birds avoid this simply by not being grounded, and by not creating a path for current to flow. Size and distance also play an important role. Birds are small, and the distance between their feet is very short. Even if there is a slight voltage drop along a long stretch of wire, which can happen, the voltage difference between one foot and the other is extremely small. That difference isn't enough to drive a dangerous current through the bird's body. Humans, on the other hand, are much larger. If a person were suspended between 2 points with different voltages, the potential difference across their body could be significant, making the situation far more dangerous. Of course, birds are not completely immune to electricity. They can be electrocuted under certain conditions. If a bird touches 2 power lines at the same time, especially lines carrying different voltages, electricity can flow through its body. The same thing can happen if a bird touches a power line and a grounded object simultaneously. Larger birds such as eagles, hawks, and owls are at greater risk because their wide wingspans can bridge gaps between wires or between a wire and nearby equipment. This is why utility companies sometimes install protective covers or redesign power poles in areas where large birds are common, reducing the risk of accidental electrocution. Interestingly, birds don't need to understand physics to stay safe. Natural selection has done the thinking for them. Birds that accidentally touched dangerous combinations of wires in the past didn't survive to pass on their behaviors over millions of years. Birds that instinctively perched in safer ways were more likely to live and reproduce. What looks like intelligence or caution is often the result of evolution carefully fine-tuning behavior to avoid fatal mistakes. This simple, everyday sight also teaches us an important lesson about electricity. Voltage alone is not what makes electricity dangerous. It's current flowing through a body. A power line may carry thousands of volts, but without a completed circuit, that energy stays confined to its intended path. This is the same principle behind why electricians use insulated tools, wear protective gear, and follow strict safety procedures to avoid becoming part of a circuit. A bird sitting on a power line is a perfect real-world demonstration of this invisible rule. So the next time you see a bird perched casually on a power line, remember what you're actually witnessing. That bird isn't defying danger. It's simply not giving electricity a reason to move. As long as it stays on a single wire and avoids creating a path to the ground or another line, the electricity flows right past it, completely indifferent to its presence. It's a quiet reminder that nature and science often intersect in the most ordinary places, and that even something as deadly as high-voltage electricity follows rules that, once understood, make the world feel a little less mysterious and a lot more fascinating. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your ideas for future topics in the comments below. We'd love to explore more of the hidden science behind the simple things we see every day.